Welcome to Does It Matter by Brainy Ballers, where we dissect the game with cutting-edge analytics to give you the upper hand. We analyze everything from hand sizes to average depth of targets to uncover hidden trends that no one else sees. Say goodbye to guesswork and hello to data-driven domination. Because here at Brainy Ballers, we don't just watch the game, we understand it. So get ready, it's podcast time.
Okay, let's unpack this. Have you ever wondered if there's like a data-driven map for a quarterback's career? You know, showing exactly when they hit their peak and when the decline really starts.
Yeah, it's a huge question.
We're taking a deep dive into some fascinating sources today, specifically a big study looking at fantasy football leaderboards since 2003. Our mission, give you a shortcut to understanding these crucial career turning points.
And what's really interesting here is how this study nailed down what decline actually means for a QB. It's not just a bad game or two.
Right.
It's defined as failing to get back within, say, 80% of their peak season's performance and consistently dropping below 3,500 passing yards.
Okay, so it's a combination, performance dip and lower volume.
Exactly. It signals a real fundamental shift. Basically, when they're probably not worth starting in fantasy anymore and maybe their elite athletic window is closing.
And this analysis, it looked at the top 30 fantasy QBs each year.
Yep, since 2003. And crucially, they excluded rookie seasons, to avoid those typical early struggles messing with the averages. Smart. Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting. We're going to share some insights that show how early production connects to, well, how long they last. And these aren't just fantasy quirks. We've got the specific numbers for you.
So one of the first big things that jumped out was this number, 3,000 career passing attempts. It emerged as this critical gateway. It really seems to separate the QBs who build long, successful careers from those who kind of fizzle out, like a baseline for showing they can sustain it.
Does the study give any clues why that number? Is it about skill, wear and tear, coaching?
It seems like a mix, really. By 3,000 attempts, a QB has usually shown their true ceiling, their adaptability. Teams know what they have. And get this, QBs who get past 3,000 attempts, they have a 46.8% higher chance of hitting a top 5 fantasy finish compared to guys in the bottom 10. It's 21st to 30th place in the study.
Wow, nearly 50% higher odds. Right. So the takeaway is kind of stark. If a QB doesn't manage a top 5 finish before hitting 3,000 attempts, the data suggests they're probably an instant sell in fantasy. The clock might have run out.
So that early success is a massive flag. What about just sticking around? Does playing well early mean a longer career overall?
Oh, absolutely. Good production strongly correlates with longer careers. It's not just about peaking early.
How strong is that link?
Well, in 95.2% of the seasons they looked at, the QBs hitting the top 5 had careers that were equal to or longer than the guys stuck in the bottom 10.
Okay, that's pretty overwhelming.
Yeah, and there's a solid statistical link, too, a Pearson correlation of...
Do you want to start dominating your drafts? At BrainyBallers.com, we've researched every metric under the sun for you to find which ones are best linked to fantasy points. You can access hundreds of metrics to sharpen your scouting abilities so you know which metrics matter and which are just noise. Stop guessing on which thresholds to look for within each metric. Big numbers can be misleading or irrelevant. Our Ultimate Athlete Blueprints reveal essential scouting metrics, their importance, and benchmarks within each metric that help predict a player's probability of being a success or bust. Elevate your scouting ability with Brainy Ballers' Ultimate Athlete Blueprints today. Click the link in the description. Now back to the show.
0.528. Basically, that just means better early performance points strongly towards more career attempts before decline. It makes intuitive sense, right? Perform well, teams keep you.
Totally. Okay, so let's say our QB does hit that early peak, gets past 3,000 attempts with success. What about the other end? When does the decline usually start, even for the good ones?
For those top 5 guys, the average decline point kicks in around their 6,547th career attempt.
Another very specific number.
It is. Based on tracking all those careers, that's the average point where things typically start to trend down for good.
Is there like an absolute cliff? A point where you just say sell now no matter what?
The study points to one. 10,161 career attempts.
10,000.
Now that number specifically excludes Tom Brady. He breaks the model, played elite for way too long.
Right, the ultimate outlier.
But for everyone else, that 10,161 mark is flagged as the absolute sell threshold. If your QB is getting close to that, The research suggests selling for whatever you can get, unless, you're mid-championship run and have zero other options.
These numbers are incredibly useful. They give you actual benchmarks, not just gut feelings. So for you listening, it really paints a picture of a career race, doesn't it? Hit top 5 before 3,000 attempts.
Exactly. Nail that early success, and you can generally expect a career lasting, on average, to around that 6,547 attempt mark before the real decline. The researchers themselves, they kind of suggest maybe thinking about selling around 7,000 attempts just to be a bit safer. Think of 10,161 as the absolute final warning siren.
Wow. So many specific numbers to anchor decisions. It really is like having a clearer roadmap for QB careers, not just in fantasy, but maybe understanding longevity.
Yeah, and if we zoom out a bit, it makes you wonder, right? How do these clear, data-driven points about peak and decline challenge our usual, maybe more subjective ideas about how long athletes can stay at the top?
That's a great point.
It pushes us to think more critically about what performance numbers are really telling us about the end of an elite run.
Indeed. So here's something for you to think about. Could we apply this kind of analytical approach looking for specific thresholds to other areas beyond sports, maybe in careers or creative work or even business trends? Could we spot these sell signals elsewhere? Something to mull over until our next deep dive.